The Montana State Bobcats are ready to start the 2026 season, and while sophomore Chance Wilson is currently the starter, there's an exciting backup quarterback just waiting for his opportunity. This season starts in week 0 against Arch Manning's Texas Longhorns, and the Bobcats would love nothing more than to spoil the start of their season. And even though they are unranked, this is still Arch Manning's Texas Longhorns. He only threw a single interception a season ago, only 19 touchdowns to go along with that, so he would definitely love to improve upon that season before he declares for the NFL draft. But it's Elijah Elliott and the Bobcat offense that are going to be starting with this game first. He's going to be getting the football in the flat, but Texas is going to take him down in the backfield for a loss of 1. Now Deron Diggs, who's been moved over to fullback, but he still takes some snaps at running back, picks up 4 yards right there. Trying to set up the screen right here for the halfback, but Elijah Elliott could not break loose there to even begin to follow his blockers, so we're going to have to punt the football away with the freshman punter Honeycutt, and maybe he's not ready for this job. Here are the Texas Longhorns. CJ Baxter is still here, a star running back for them, and he's going to get the give here. Weaving his way through traffic, shakes off of the first defender, but still taken down at the line of scrimmage. Plus, there's a flag down on the play for holding. That backs it up to first down and 20. Manning to throw for the first time today. Into the flat for Jonte Cook the second. He's going to pick up about 4 yards right there. Manning now pump fakes and lets this one fly downfield for Cook. He splits the safeties and he is gone. The speedy wideout puts Texas on the board first. Montana State is most definitely in a hostile environment here. Number 8 toughest place to play according to the Stadium Pulse. We're going to pick up 4 yards on first down. Now we try to get it into the hands of our 99 speed wide receiver Javonte King, but he goes backwards with it. On third down and 8, it's the transfer tight end from Penn State, Ethan Lindley, who moves the chains and makes sure that we avoid a 3 and out. Nice run there by Elijah Elliott, who is currently one of the Heisman favorites going into this game. And after Smith picks up a few yards there, it's going to be third down. Wilson looking for Lindley again, but this time the tight end is unable to convert. But it looks like Coach Denarius McGee is keeping the offense on the field now. Wilson, flush to his left, just forced to try to do something with it. The pass falls incomplete. Turnover on downs, giving the Longhorns some great field positioning. Here goes CJ Baxter. He cuts it back to the left side of the field, gets out to the 30-yard line. Now Manning, he's going to fake the give, takes a shot to the end zone, but it's going to be knocked away, intended for Ryan Wingo. Faking the give again, and this time Manning is taken down by Cole Taylor, the linebacker who was in the Heisman race just a season ago. He's only a junior and already has 40 career sacks. He forces third down and long, and Cook unable to hold on to that one. The elements definitely playing a part right here, as now Texas is going to be attempting this field goal with Will Stone, but he pushed it to the left. This game remains a 7-0 battle. Deron Diggs is going to get the handoff here, making this third down a lot more manageable for Montana State's offense. Pass is going to be caught. It's Taco Dollar across midfield. Way to go there by Chance Wilson to stay in the pocket and deliver. Now King on the jet touch pass picks up 4. Third down and 6, wanting to set up the halfback screen again. This time Elliott is able to get free, but unable to connect with him there. And once again, the Bobcats are going for it on fourth down. That pass at the feet of King. Chance Wilson really struggled towards the end of last season, which is why it feels like he might be on a little bit of thin ice for Montana State to begin the 2026 season. Texas already on Montana State's side of the field and open downfield. That's going to be caught by McCurran for a Texas score. 14-0 now, and it's not even the end of the first quarter. This feels like a very long quarter, as now Tommy McIver, the redshirt freshman, is in the game. He is a scrambling quarterback, and so it looks like they have some designed plays in here for him. He pitches this one out to Elijah Elliott, who does have 27 yards on 4 carries. Wilson is back into the ball game, hands it off to Jonzel Smith, and after he runs over a Texas defender, he loses the football, so what could have been a highlight run ends in disaster. Texas wants to set up a screen for their own right here. It's going to be caught going down the left sideline. That is Jarrett Gibson making the play, getting them out to the 30-yard line, and now Baxter's going backwards. Loss of 4 for number 4 right there. Setting up the screen now for Gibson. He's fighting his way towards that first down marker. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. The Bobcats are going to send some heat, and that's going to stop Baxter in the backfield for a big loss of 5. Will Stone out here for a second field goal attempt, and again, too far to the left and off the upright. MacGyver is in the game at quarterback now for Montana State on 3rd down and 8. He wants to take off and run, but Texas is having none of it. Bobcats go 3 and out. Still yet to get on the board. This is feeling very similar to the season opener a year ago against Oregon. Big play here for the Longhorns. Johnson up to 53 yards on just 2 catches. Another play fake now. Manning, time in the pocket before he gets made into a sandwich in the backfield. Des McHenry Jr. makes it 2nd down and 20. RPO, Manning connects with Wingo, and he's already to 200 yards, and it's not even the second half yet, and that could have got him another score, but Wingo unable to hold on to that one, and now Will Stone right up the middle. This time he's centered, and he hits his first kick of the season. 3-possession game now, but there's still a lot of game left to go, and again, a 3rd attempt at a halfback screen does not work out. On 2nd down, it's going to be a handoff to Elijah Elliott. Nice burst of speed right there. Sets up 3rd down and 1. Toss play to him. Now following some blocks to the left side. Tries the angle for the 1st down. He doesn't get it. Inches shy of the marker. And again, the offense staying aggressive. And finally, they do convert. They've got to be aggressive here if they want to beat the Longhorns in their own stadium. Elliott on a carry to the right side. Some good blocking downfield. Spins across another defender. He's averaging over 5 yards per carry now. Getting his 11th touch of the game. He's going to pick up 8 yards right there. MacGyver now back into the game. Pitches this one out to Elliott on the right side of the field. And he's going to step out of bounds. MacGyver stays in the game, and he's going to keep this one himself, sliding after picking up a 1st down and setting up Montana State inside of the red zone. Now looking to throw for the first time, and he's just going to chuck this one out of bounds as he had nobody open. Wilson is back into the ball game, and they immediately send a blitz right after him, forcing the incomplete pass and 3rd down, where he's going to take his tight end in the flat there. Lindley's going to pick up 3 as Texas is going to call a timeout. They still want to do something with the remaining time here in the half, but luckily Montana State will get on the board with Daniel Rutland. 17-3 is now the score, and Texas playing this very aggressive at the end of the half, and I can understand why. Ryan Wingo wide open over the middle. Down to just 1 timeout. No running back in the backfield here, but this pass is going to be caught, taking this one upfield all the way out to the 27-yard line, but the clock is running down. Texas refusing to burn that last timeout. Cook catches this one inbounds, and time expires as the Longhorns mismanage the clock. Despite all their mistakes, though, Texas is still up by 2 possessions, and there's another mistake. This team definitely needs a warm-up game like this. That pass could have been intercepted. Instead, Arch Manning goes 3 and out to open up the 3rd quarter of play. Good field positioning now for Montana State. That's the number 2 tight end on the reception, limited to just a single yard. Here goes Elliott to the left side of the field. Doesn't pick up a whole lot, and it's going to get brought back due to holding. 2nd down and 19. MacGyver's going to hand this one off to Diggs, who picks up 3. He stays in the game here for a crucial 3rd down. Fires that one over the middle, and that should have been a completion. But again, this rain is making things difficult. Texas has the football going back their way again, and wide open downfield. Jonte Cook, he gets out to the 45-yard line. Faking the give now as we really have shut down Baxter and this Texas ground game. Unfortunately, Arch Manning has been torching us through the air. He's going to go to the air yet again, connects with Ryan Wingo, and he's going to outrun Des McHenry Jr. No linebacker is going to catch him. Touchdown, Texas. 24-3 is now the score. 3-possession lead continues here, but wide open downfield. Ethan Lindley already gets MSU onto Texas's side of the field. Wilson looking to throw on 3rd down and 8, and again, he's got his tight end. He really does like his tight ends because Hunter Providence a season ago was the All-American tight end. Now on 4th down, it's another failed halfback screen. You would think at some point they would stop calling these. This feels like it's been a long quarter once again. This pass now caught in the flat by Wingo, but we're not going to let him do that to us again. Now Manning's going to be showing off those wheels that his uncles don't have. He gets out to midfield. He's looking to fake the give yet again, and Cole Taylor forces the ball out, recovered by Jake Vegan, or actually that was not Cole Taylor, but Marcus Fairfield with the forced fumble on the play, giving Montana State some good field positioning. Now looking to scramble and take off downfield, Tommy MacGyver down to the 20, making a big play as he is getting more and more snaps throughout this game, looking for his first career touchdown, baited on the throw, and he's going to be intercepted by Malik Muhammad. Just when it looked like Montana State might have been able to get a little bit of momentum and have things going back their way, the ball is now back in the hands of Texas. Arch Manning up to 300 yards passing after Jonte Cook made a big play right there, but now it's Cole Taylor making another big sack. He says he still wants that Heisman, and he's going for it in the Big 26. 3rd down and 17. Manning's going to throw that one on the move, and he is lucky that Tatum Gray did not pick him off. Would have been essentially an arm punt, so they still do punt the football away as Tommy MacGyver is getting more and more action. Not that it's really going to matter as we go 3 and out yet again as he takes a bad sack there. Here goes Baxter, who has been very limited by this Bobcat defense today, surprisingly. But unfortunately, it's big plays like this where Montana State is struggling, and you can definitely tell that a lot of our secondary was taken from us in the transfer portal this year. Arch Manning taken down for a 5th time now. Fairfield, who forced the fumble earlier, gets to Arch again. That's going to force another Texas punt now, as we're going to be going deep on this play, and it's going to be caught. Javonte King on the reception, and that was a beautiful pass from Tommy MacGyver. He remains in the game in the final 2 minutes, and there's his 2nd interception of the game now. It's McDonald on the pick and the return, gets it out to the 30-yard line, and they're just going to run out the rest of the clock here. 24-3 is your final. Arch Manning, of course, player of the game with over 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. Honestly, I feel like it wasn't as bad as the score showed. I mean, they missed 2 field goals. That could have been at least 30 points. And their offense was very one-dimensional. It's just that one single dimension really did torch our defense today. The ground game looked to be pretty good. Also looking at the receiving numbers, nothing too crazy, but we were actually better on the ground than Texas was today, which was very surprising to me. Cole Taylor, he came away with 2 sacks. He's looking to put together another Heisman campaign. That's going to win him Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week. We also have some recruiting battles. Unfortunately, Brian Butts has locked us out, which no surprise to me, really. We just had him on the board for the name, and now we're going to be traveling for week 1 yet again, taking on Illinois. Despite being ranked higher than Texas, Illinois has a lower overall, so I actually feel like Montana State could end up pulling off the upset here as they're rocking the 100-year anniversary jerseys. Kanari Wilcher is the impact player right here, an 88 overall wide receiver. He's a senior looking to put together a good final year as the Bobcats also decided to don some throwback jerseys, going back to their days in the 80s, and here goes Wilcher showing everybody why he was highlighted going into this game. 53 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Now they're going to be going to the ground game. Caden Fegan's going to be limited to 2 yards right there, actually negative 2 yards, taken down in the backfield for a loss. Donovan Leary, still the quarterback of the Illinois football team. He connects for a solid gain right there, but it's going to get brought back due to holding. That's going to make it 3rd down and 18 now. Leary has time in the pocket, but it's going to quickly expire. Jake Vegan and Cole Taylor make a quarterback sandwich on the play. They're going to be attempting a long field goal right here from 61 yards out. It is up and good. That looks like it could have been good from 70. Here comes the Bobcat offense, still led by Chance Wilson as the starting quarterback, despite Tommy MacGyver getting a good amount of playing time, especially in the second half against the Longhorns. Connecting with Elijah Elliott on one of the first offensive plays of the day, makes it 3rd down and 4, but he cannot connect with his tight end there due to the pressure up the middle. Montana State looking to force a 3-and-out of their own, but on 3rd and 7, deep downfield, burning Rick Jewell. It's the impact receiver yet again. Kanari Wilcher has been torching us, and it's only been 2 drives. Montana State already down 10-0 now, as Tommy McIver is indeed in the ball game on the keeper there. He loses a yard, but he remains in the game on 3rd down. They're going to send some heat at him, though, and that forces a low pass at the feet of his tight end and another Bobcat 3-and-out. We are in serious danger of going down by multiple possessions now. We're already down by 10, so 3 possessions could get even worse, and they're already on our side of the field. Faking the give now, Leary has a clean pocket. Oh my gosh, he has all day, he can walk the dog, do his taxes, but I think there might be a reason why he had so much time in the pocket there due to holding on the play. 1st down and 20 at midfield now, looking to set up the wide receiver screen for his running back, gets away from the first man and the second, finally forced out of bounds. 2nd down and 5 and wide open downfield. That's going to be caught for a Mario Sanders touchdown, as this is going all in Illinois' favor. They have all the momentum going their way, but now we have Tommy McIver taking the snap under center, handing this one off to Elijah Elliott. Can't get past the first man, but still breaks off a big run. He's going to take it to the opposite side of the field now, 5 yards on the ground, as McIver has been the quarterback on every snap of this drive, and he's got a man downfield. Ethan Lindley, the transfer tight end, gets the Bobcats inside of the red zone, and this might be more of a permanent quarterback change right now, at least for this game, as we have yet to see Chance Wilson on this drive. 3rd down and 3, McIver's still the quarterback. He's going to check this one down in the flat for Elijah Elliott, looking for the end zone, taken down at the 3. They're going to give him the football again. He's going to fight his way over the plane and put the Bobcats on the board with their first touchdown of the 2026 season. Now the Bobcat defense just has to do their own part, because they have yet to get a stop today, and they're going to do that right here. That's Blake Stillwell with the TFL on 3rd down, 3-and-out forced. Elijah Elliott takes this one to the right side. He's going to get bottled up, and they were still caught holding. I don't understand how you can do that and give up immediate pressure. 2nd down and 20 now. McIver flush to his right, launches that one downfield, but Taco can't hang on to it. 3rd down and a mile now, as we are about a minute into the 2nd quarter of play. McIver just launches this one downfield, looking for anything, but he's going to be intercepted on the play there, and that's going to swing any momentum that was in the Bobcats' favor back in favor of Illinois. Handoff to Figa now, and he's running over defenders, getting out to the 43-yard line now, as they're going to be going up-tempo. Leary, he's got a clean pocket again, floats that one to a wide open man in the flat, Mario Sanders, and now Donovan Leary's already over 200 yards passing, and the 2nd quarter just started. Luckily on 3rd down, we're going to force him to throw the football away, and it looks like they're going to be attempting another long field goal, this one from 62 yards out, and it doinks its way in. That's 2 that this kicker has made from 60 plus. They must have a guy who's destined to go into the NFL. He'll probably even get drafted as a kicker if he's consistently hitting these. Here goes McIver now, throwing that one off his back foot. It's going to be caught by Taco Dollar for a pickup of about 5. Now on the option, he's going to pitch this one out to Elijah Elliott, and he's going to get across the 50 into Illinois' territory as he makes a nice move right there. McIver rolling to his right, setting up the screen here for Jonzel Smith. He's going to follow his blockers and gets tackled across the 1st down marker. Elijah Elliott back in the ballgame at running back. Great block there by Alexander Anger, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 10, over 7 yards per carry for the superstar running back. It is going to eventually become 3rd down and goal now, and McIver doesn't want to force anything into the end zone. He's going to take off and run. This is now going to be a 25-yard field goal attempt for Rutland, and he pushed it to the right, off the right upright, and it's going to be no good as he misses for the first time this season. Looking to put together a 2-minute drill and extend their lead now after they catch a little bit of a break there. 2-minute warning. It's going to be 3rd down and 10, but wide open. Somehow, Malik Easy is going to get out across the 50-yard line, and I don't even understand how that happens, as we were calling man coverage, and not a single defender was near him. Wide open downfield yet again, and yet again it is the star receiver, Kenari Witcher. Pass to the left side now is going to be caught by him again, and Wilcher is in the end zone for 6. If Montana State can get on the board again here before halftime, they might not be out of this game quite yet, and that's a nice start to this drive by Ethan Lindley. He's up to 65 yards today, looking like a big pickup in the transfer from Montana State, a guy who barely got any playing time when he was over at Penn State. Now MacGyver, the freshman's going to pick up 7 yards on the ground. He's going to float this one out to the right side of the field. It was a red meter, but it doesn't matter. Javonte King down inside of the 10, and the Bobcats are going to use their first time out. Goal to go now. MacGyver's going to pitch this one out to Elijah Elliott. He easily gets into the end zone, but it's going to get brought back due to holding. That's going to make it first and goal from the 13-yard line now. Pass in the flat's going to be caught by Elliott, and he's not going to be going very far as the Bobcats refuse to burn that second timeout and just hurry up to the line with a running clock. Now MacGyver's going to take off and run, and the Bobcats use their second timeout right there, but they keep the offense on the field with just 4 seconds left to go. Pitching this one out to Elliott again. He's got the angle. He gets into the end zone for the second time on this drive. And yet again, it gets brought back due to holding, and since there are zeros on the clock and it was an offensive penalty, they're going to come up empty on that drive. Just a horrible way to end the first half of play. We could have made it a 13-point game, but our offensive line was selling big time for us. There's Elijah Elliott on the reception, picking up 5, making this third down a whole lot more manageable, and it's Elliott again, getting involved in the receiving game. He doesn't have 99 catching for nothing, up to 40 yards on 5 receptions today and into Illinois' field. Rolling to his right, now setting up a screen for Elliott, his third catch of the drive already, stepping out of bounds, wanting to avoid further wear and tear. On the outskirts of the red zone now, MacGyver, he's going to be taken down as Elliott could not hold up in pass protection forever. That's going to make this third down and 20 now. MacGyver into double man coverage, knocked away looking for Lanyata Alexander. Instead, it's going to be a long field goal by David Rutland. He already missed once today, and this one's even worse. It remains a 20-point game now after 2 missed field goals and just some bad clock management and bad penalties at the end of the half. If it wasn't for that, this game would feel like it was in range for Montana State to come back, but when they're giving up big runs like that, it's difficult to feel very much confidence. Fagan on a run to the right side now, and he's going to pick up 8 yards on the ground right there as they're going to give it to Fagan again, once again to the right side of the field, breaking his way inside of the red zone and finally down at the 11. Leary looking to throw, moving around in the pocket. He's going to take off and scramble, only picking up 2 yards right there as Illinois is going to have to settle for another field goal. 23-point game now as we're nearing the end of the third quarter. MacGyver throwing that one into the flat for Ethan Lindley, his favorite target, picks up 8 yards right there. On third down and 2, it's going to be Elijah Elliott cutting it back up the middle, and this is getting infuriating. Another holding call on Montana State. So instead of an easy first down, they're going to have to try third down again. And open downfield, Ethan Lindley on the catch. He picks up the third down conversion. No flags on the play. MacGyver's got time in the pocket. He's going to take the check down there to Elliott, who picks up 4. He's looking to go to the air yet again. Now flush to his left, open downfield, but threw it just a tad too late. That allowed the DB to make a play on the ball. Looking for the third down conversion. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They refuse to cover Elijah Elliott like a wide receiver, despite being one of the best receiving backs in the nation. Catch is going to be made by Dowler there, and that's going to make it third down and 2. Final play of the quarter. He's going to go into the flat. It's Javonte King taking it the distance, using that 99 speed to get Montana State back in the end zone. And they're going to be going for 2 right now to make it a 15-point game, but the pressure forces an incomplete pass, meaning it is still a 3-possession ball game now. 17-point lead for Illinois, and the Bobcat defense needs to come up clutch if they want to allow any kind of a comeback for their offense. This pass floated to the right. It's going to be caught despite the double man coverage. Big play's going to get them back on our side of the field. Over the middle, and Canary makes that catch for a pickup of 8. Faking the give now, but they can't get the end around. Instead, it's going to be another sack there for Cole Taylor. Fegan on the run's going to be limited to just 2 yards, but they're going to bring out the best kicker in the nation. That's the conclusion I have come to, and we can't even block it as he nails it. 20-point game yet again. This run to the right side by Elijah Elliott. He gets a good block by his tight end, cuts it back inside, gets out to the 38. On third down, looking for the conversion to keep this drive alive. MacGyver shakes off the first tackler, cuts it back inside, picks up 5 on the ground, and the offense is going to remain on the field. Going for it now. Clean pocket, fires a strike over the middle to Lindley, and this drive is going to continue to move, and the slim comeback hopes stay alive. Over the middle, it's going to be caught by Dowler, and that's going to be a quick Montana State first down. MacGyver wants to orchestrate this second half comeback. Wide open downfield. It's going to be caught by Dowler again. He's got a nose for the end zone. He breaks the plane, and Montana State scores again. It's all up to the defense now to force a stop. A turnover here would be great. Instead, wide open downfield. The receiver running into his own man. Thank goodness these penalties are going against Illinois too. Over the middle, pass is going to be caught, making it this a 3rd down and 10. Over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. Great play made there by the Montana State defender, and that's going to force them to punt this football away with just over 4 minutes left on the clock. Javonte King on the return, looking to use that speed, cuts it back inside, and that's good field positioning to start off this next drive for the Bobcats. Out at the 41-yard line, we would love to get into the end zone here. If we can get 2 more touchdowns, we could get out of here with a victory. That's going to be an 8-yard gain now. MacGyver's going to throw that one on the move across his body. It's going to be caught by King down at the 18. Now we need to convert on 3rd down, though. MacGyver's going to step up into that throw. Incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 8. The offense has to go for this now. MacGyver flush to his right, looking for his tight end, and Ethan Lindley comes up clutch again down at the 2. Just a couple yards away from Pater. This pass is going to be caught, and we would have been better off if Elliott had dropped that. It would have saved us some time on the clock, and we wouldn't have lost yards. Here goes MacGyver, though. He's going to get this one himself, scrambling in for 6. And don't look now, but this is all of a sudden a 1-possession game. Montana State's defense just needs to come up clutch one more time as we have a 6-point lead, and that's going to be an incomplete pass at the 2-minute warning, which is huge. This run by Jordan Anderson is taken down in the backfield, meaning a lot rests on this 3rd down and 11. Illinois is just going to play it safe, no gain on the play, and Tommy MacGyver has a chance to go downfield and give Montana State their first lead of the season. Flush to his left, he's going to throw that one on the move, and it's going to fall incomplete. All kinds of out-of-structure plays right here. He's going to stay in the pocket on this play, though, connects with his tight end, and Lindley steps out of bounds at the 40, 1:29 remaining on the clock. Now rolling to his right, looking for Elliott. He brings it in at the 21. Under a minute left to go now. MacGyver over the middle connects with Taco Dowler, limited to just 1 yard, and the Bobcats have to hurry things up. About 30 seconds left to go, now going on the zig route, but unable to connect with the other redshirt freshman. 3rd down and 9 now. MacGyver fires that one over the middle into the hands of an Illinois defender. Michael Reeves is going to end this game, and Illinois is going to start off their season with a win. They almost choked it away, but Tommy MacGyver, with a freshman mistake, fires that one right into the hands of a defender. An unfortunate way to end, but the future is looking kind of promising with him at quarterback. He was able to get almost 400 yards passing, and he didn't even start the game. He did have 2 interceptions, though, but he looks so much more explosive, so much better. He's a better runner, and he looks like a better passer than Chance Wilson as well. It will be interesting to see what the future holds for him. Ethan Lindley over 140 receiving yards for him. Dollar and King each had the receiving touchdowns. Cole Taylor with 3 TFLs. He also, I think, got half a sack on the day. No turnovers going our way, though. And yeah, after that performance, we've got to make it official. Tommy McGyver is the starting quarterback for the Montana State Bobcats as we go into our first conference game now against the New Mexico Lobos. And based off of overall, we have a much better team than they do. They are still led by Devin Dampier at quarterback. He is now a junior, and he's going to be looking to start off conference play right. Montana State playing their 3rd straight road game to open up the 2026 season. Luckily, the final game of this video will be back in Bozeman at Bobcat Stadium. Here is Tommy McGyver now getting his first start, just a 73 overall, but he feels and plays a whole lot better than 80 overall Chance Wilson. It's going to be 97 overall Elijah Elliott getting the first touch of the game, picking up 7 on the ground. They're going to give it to him again. He had some good blocking downfield. He was caught from the behind there, though. Doesn't stop him from picking up a first down. Here goes Elliott again, breaking this one to the left side of the field. Gets across the 50. McGyver looking to throw for the first time today, and why not? A halfback screen to the best player on this Bobcat roster. Elliott picks up a 3rd first down on the drive. Going 5 wide on this play, though. McGyver on the zig route. He's got who else but Elijah Elliott, makes the first man miss, brought down at the 21. McGyver to throw yet again, rolling to his right. Doesn't see too much that he likes downfield until at the last second. Ethan Lindley breaks free in the back of the end zone, and Montana State's going to strike first. Here are the New Mexico Lobos. Devin Dampier, he is not transferred out, but despite being a pretty good quarterback for them, he's going to be taken down by who else but Cole Taylor, though. That's going to force a 3rd down and long. He has the halfback screen right here. That's going to pick up some good yardage there by Pope, but still not able to pick up the first down. New Mexico has started off their season 1-0, so they do have more victories than Montana State to open up the year. Although here goes Javonte King on the jet touch pass all the way out to midfield. Deron Diggs in the game now, shaking off of defenders, taken out of bounds after picking up 5, but it's going to get brought on back. Holding's going to turn this into 1st down and 16 now. McGyver with a clean pocket, rolling to his right. He's going to take it himself, 3 yards on the ground there. 2nd down and long, and again, the Lobos are going to send a blitz, but open downfield. Taco Dollar inside of the 20, finally pushed out of bounds at the 9, setting up goal to go for Montana State, and already getting McGyver over 100 yards passing. Rolling to his right, can't quite replicate the play from the previous drive, but Lindley does get down to the 1. Looking to punch it in with the superstar running back, and that's exactly what the Bobcats do, taking a 14-point lead. Last time these two teams played was back in Season 1, and the Bobcat defense could not get a single stop on the Lobos, so this game has already started off better than that one back in 2024. Here goes Devin Dampier on the ground now, picking up 9 yards. Now they're going to hand this one off to Pope, and he's going to pick up a New Mexico 1st down. Give it to him again. Very similar looking play as he sets up 3rd down and short. Pope gets the give, and he's going to fight for the 1st down, keeping this drive alive as New Mexico cannot let this one get too out of hand as the pass is going to be tipped into the hands of the tight end Max. I thought that Wendell Wilson could have had an interception right there. Instead, it bounces right off of the linebacker, and that's really going to get New Mexico going down to the goal line now. Dampier looking to throw, wide open in the end zone. New Mexico gets on the board, and that's actually Pope on the receiving side right there. I was calling the running back Pope the whole time, but that is Javon Jacobs. Here goes Alexander on the reception. Fullback makes it 3rd down and 1. Now McGyver looking to pick it up himself. He could have pitched it, and Elliott may have picked up more, but he just wanted the 1st down. Elliott's going to get the give right here. Gets across midfield, makes one man miss, and the only thing that stops him is out of bounds. Now 3rd down and 9. McGyver wants the conversion, dumping this one off to Elijah Elliott, and the running back's going to be getting busy. Steps out of bounds yet again, this time just shy of the red zone. I formation now for Montana State. It's going to be a play fake now. McGyver rolling to his left, looking to throw this one downfield, and his connection with Ethan Lindley continues to grow. Here goes Elliott, bouncing his way off of tacklers, makes it 3rd and goal at the 1. Deron Diggs is going to get the give, and the big running back is in the end zone for a third Bobcat touchdown today. This game is going quite the opposite of the last time these two teams matched up now, but instead Montana State's going to be giving up a big play right here. Sean Miller's going to take that one the distance. Just a 3-play drive right there. They could have forced a 3-and-out. Instead, the Lobos make it a 1-possession game again. A minute 30 left to go in this first half, setting up the wide receiver or the halfback screen here for Elijah Elliott, and he's going to get out of there. He was in a crowd of Lobo defenders, but somehow able to escape and take it the distance. Touchdown, Montana State, and this offense looks unstoppable right now. Still a minute 22 left to go and the Lobos are not done. Wide open downfield, Pope out to the 40 where the Lobos are going to use their first timeout. A minute 17 remaining on the clock. Pass is going to be caught by Miller again. Luckily not a touchdown, but he is nearing the century mark. A minute 10 left to go after they use their second timeout. Pope on the reception gets over 50 yards receiving now, and they're going to hold on to that last timeout. Dampier launches that one downfield, and Miller gets a wide open right now. He continues to burn his man, setting up goal to go. Dampier looking to do this himself. He's in untouched as New Mexico refuses to go away now. That's going to take us to halftime where the Bobcats are only up by 7. This has been quite the shootout, and now New Mexico has a chance to go downfield and tie this game up. Pope over the middle is going to pick up 6 yards on that reception. Now Jacobs on the give is going to fight his way for the first down. Stillwell there on the stop. Dampier's got a clean pocket and a wide open running back over the middle on the Texas route. It's going to be caught and out to the 45-yard line. Looking to set up the halfback screen for Jacobs. He's going to get it and pick up about 8 yards right there. Stillwell again on the stop. He has been all over this game, and there's a reason he wears number 41 for Montana State. That run's going to pick up a first down and get them deeper into our territory now as the backup running back is in the game. Ryan Fritz, the true freshman, gets down to the 7. Big run there for New Mexico. We just can't let them get into the end zone and tie this game up, but that's exactly what happens as our left corner continues to get burnt by Sean Miller. 28 all after a strong start by Montana State. The offense has had quite the time to get a breather after halftime though, so Elijah Elliott is ready to go. He's going to get back-to-back handoffs, picking up the first down right here, gets out to the 35-yard line. MacGyver rolling downfield. He's going to let this one fly, and they're going to call that a catch. That's going to get us into Lobos territory. MacGyver's got time again, dumps this one off to Elijah Elliott, and I think if he had thrown that a little bit sooner, it might have been a bigger play. It still sets up second down in inches though, and that's where Elijah Elliott is going to convert it. MacGyver rolling to his right and wide open downfield. Javonte King is in there for 6, holds onto the football through the big hit, and Montana State reclaims their lead. Now it's time for New Mexico to respond. Handoff is going to go to Jacobs, and he's going to get put in a bottle after picking up 5. They're going to give it to him again, this time to the opposite side of the field, limited to 4 yards. It's going to be third down and short, but Des McHenry's going to give it to him for free. Penalty's going to keep this drive moving now. Wide receiver screen for Miller. He's going to cut that one upfield, and the Bobcats are going to give up 6 yards right there. Now on third down, Dampier launches that downfield, but it's Blake Stillwell knocking the ball away. That gives the ball back into the hands of Tommy MacGyver and this Bobcat offense. He's going to find Taco Dollar, who we love to get involved into the offense, and that's going to get MacGyver over 300 yards passing in back-to-back games now. What a first career start for the freshman. That's going to be Alexander down the left sideline. At the 13-yard line is where they officially mark him down. Off of the play fake now, Alexander Anger on the reception. Fullback picks up 7 yards through the air. MacGyver going to go to the flat now to the number 2 tight end, but it's going to be just short of that first down. So they're going to be going for third down and 1 now, and Elijah Elliott's going to pick up more than just the first down. He's in the end zone yet again for 6. Montana State up once again by 2 touchdowns, but there's still 9 minutes left in the game, and we've already seen the Lobos erase one 14-point lead today. Nice run there by Devin Dampier, picks up a first down as he is great at using his legs just like Tommy McGyver. Here goes Jacobs on the screen down the right sideline, out at the 30-yard line, and Cole Taylor looks shaken up on the play. That is the last man that we want hurt on our defense. Now Pope getting busy down the left sideline at the 11. 2nd down and 8 after a short run. Dampier is going to take this one himself, and he's got himself a 2nd rushing touchdown this afternoon. The Lobos are not done yet. Keeping the pressure on Montana State's offense now. McGyver's going to step up into the pocket and wisely slide, picking up 9. 2nd down and short after the scramble. It's going to be a handoff to Deron Diggs, and the thunder of our backfield picks up a first down. They're going to give it to him again as he stays in the game. Good blocking downfield, and he's going to just barely get that first down. That's going to set the Bobcats up near midfield. Now Elijah Elliott back in at running back, and he's going to pick up 5 yards right there as the Bobcats are looking to bleed some more of this clock. That's going to be caught by Dowler over in the middle, and another Bobcat first down, over 350 yards passing now for Tommy McGyver. And how about 7 or 8 more of them right there on the bubble screen. New Mexico has started to burn their timeouts now. McGyver going to keep this one himself and slide down. He saw the flag on the play, and he knew exactly what that was for. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 now. McGyver launching that one downfield, and it's Ethan Lindley on the reception just when it looked like the Lobos defense could get a stop. They're down to 1 timeout now. Here goes Elijah Elliott, shaking off of defenders and getting over 100 yards on the day. Final timeout burned right there. Elliott's going to get the football and pick up about 1 yard on the ground. We're still going to have to pick up a first down. Unable to do so here, though. And I think we're going to attempt a field goal with Rutland. He's already missed a couple kicks he did last week, but here he nails his first attempt of the game, and that's going to make the final score 45-35 as the Bobcats are finally in the win column. What a first career start for Tommy McGyver. Over 300 yards passing again, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. You love to see it. I think he has secured that starting role for the rest of the season now, because I think his performance today was better than anything that Chance Wilson put together a season ago. Elijah Elliott was our leading receiver. He also got into the end zone on that insane 77-yard screen pass. I still don't know how he broke out of that bunch of players near midfield. And with over 200 yards from scrimmage, of course, he's going to be the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. There are also a few high school recruits who are ready to visit Montana State. A couple of them are 4-star defensive tackles, so we're going to be scheduling them as soon as we can against James Madison, which will not be our next game, but the one after that. We also need some help in our secondary, so we also put a cornerback on a visit for that game as well. The final game of today's episode is going to be against Southern Alabama, which is where former Bobcat wide receiver Ty McCullouch transferred to. He had almost 600 yards and 5 touchdowns a year ago, and he's already gotten into the end zone once, and you know he would love a good revenge game here against his former school. McCullouch is the featured player going into this game for the Jaguars offense, 85 overall, and I never wanted him to transfer. His final play as a Montana State Bobcat was a big touchdown in the Hawaii Bowl. He was the receiver of Tommy Malotte's final collegiate touchdown pass. It's also the Gold Rush game for Montana State, and Wilson makes a big tackle on 3rd down to force a Jaguars 3-and-out. Here goes Tommy McGyver in his first home start here in Bobcat Stadium, handing it off to Elijah Elliott, who breaks off a big run for 15 yards, already getting us near midfield. Pass over the middle is going to be caught by Lanyata Alexander as he picks up 9. Now Deron Diggs is in at running back. He takes it right up the middle, picking up a first down. Now quick out route. It's going to be caught by Alexander. It was intended for King, but hey, I'll take it. That's going to make it 3rd down and short now. It's going to be Elijah Elliott getting a little jumpy in the backfield, but still picking up a first down. Faking the jet touch pass now. It's going to be John Zell Smith running over defenders, punishing them, and picking up 7. Now into the flat. It's going to be caught. Elijah Elliott looking for the end zone. They're going to take him out of bounds at the 1. They're going to give it to him again, though, and he's going to finish the job in the end zone for the first Bobcat score of the afternoon. The Bobcat faithful are absolutely loving it. Gio Lopez, still the quarterback of Southern Alabama, and he's taken down on second, and that's going to make it 3rd and 14. Lopez looking to throw, stepping up into another sack. This time, it's Cole Taylor. Luckily, his injury from last week's game did not bleed into this week. Setting up the halfback screen now for Elijah Elliott. The Bobcats have been big fans of those kinds of plays early on in this season because as long as it's not against Texas, they typically seem to work. 3rd down and 4 now. MacGyver looking over the middle. Wide open is Taco Dowler as Southern Alabama sent the blitz, but Montana State's offensive line picked it up. Dowler again on the reception, this time out to the 5. That's going to get him up to 33 receiving yards today now, but now Montana State first faces a 3rd down and goal. MacGyver's going to keep this one himself in the end zone, but it's going to be coming back. 3rd and goal from the 14-yard line now, looking for Elijah Elliott. He has the catch at the 5, and it looks like they're going to settle for a 22-yard field goal from David Rutland. He's already missed 1 short field goal this season, but not now. That's going to give Montana State a 2-possession lead. This is going to be a nice run by P.J. Martin, picking up 9 on the ground. Lopez with a quick throw, and there's Ty McCullouch for the first time today, getting a reception against his former team. Now on 3rd down and 8, Lopez launches that one downfield. It's going to be knocked away by Taden Gray, and it's going to be another Jaguars punt. Faced with a 3rd down and 2, MacGyver's going to throw that one on the move and connect with this tight end, Ethan Lindley, for the first time today. And again, over 100 yards passing for MacGyver. Little bit of a DIY end around right here. It's going to be Elijah Elliott picking up a big play, getting out to the 50. Flush to his right now and wide open downfield. It's Alexander inside of the red zone, tries to make a move. It doesn't work, but that's A-okay. Still a big gain for the wideout. Now Montana State needs to convert on 3rd down, floating this one to the back of the end zone. And that's one of the first real bad throws we've seen out of Tommy MacGyver in his young collegiate career. Luckily, we are still in field goal range for David Rutland, and he's going to make it a 13-point ball game here right before the 2-minute warning as Lopez goes down. Jake Vegan on the sack as he is now finally a starter for Montana State, and he looks like he has developed well in the background. Montana State's going to burn a timeout now after getting that stop, looking to extend their 13-point lead. Downfield, it's Taco Dowler. Actually, that's Javonte King, who was unable to hold on to that ball. In the flat now, it's going to be Elijah Elliott stepping out of bounds after picking up a 1st down. Elliott, no, they're going to fake it to him now. It's going to be a little bit of an option for King down the right sideline and pushed out of bounds at the 17. Little bit of a risky pass, but luckily it worked out for the Bobcats. Here goes Elliott right up the middle, only picking up 4 yards on the play. In the I formation is going to be John Zell Smith, bouncing this one to the outside, tries to power his way into the end zone, but he is knocked out of bounds 2 yards short. Elliott's going to get the give, and he's in the end zone for the 2nd time this afternoon. A 2-touchdown performance by Elijah Elliott, and it's not even halftime. It's going to be 20-0 now with under a minute left to go in the 2nd quarter, but the Jaguars want to get on the board here before halftime hits. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 and wide open over the middle. Anthony Edgar, and they're going to use their 2nd timeout. Empty backfield now for Lopez. He's got a clean pocket, wants to take off and run. Great angle. He's still going down the left sideline and goes out of bounds at the 29 to stop the clock. Just a few seconds left to go now, and over the middle, that pass is going to be caught by Trent Thomas, making this a lot easier of a field goal for Hamilton, who finally gets Southern Alabama on the board, making it a 17-point game now at the break. Montana State gets the football to open up the 3rd quarter, so they have a chance to extend their lead even more, and this is a good way to start off the second half. A big run there by Deron Diggs. That's going to be a pickup of 15 yards now. Elijah Elliott getting his first touch of the 3rd quarter, but it's going to be coming back as we've seen a decent amount of holding calls on Montana State to start off this season. That's going to make it 2nd down and long, setting up the screen now for Elliott. He makes a move to cut back inside, picking up 6 yards and over 200 yards now passing for Tommy MacGyver, who's trying to throw that one on the move. He saw the pressure coming in from both directions and just had to get rid of it. That's going to force a Bobcat punt, meaning Southern Alabama, if they can get into the end zone on this drive, could maybe come crawling back into this game, similar to how Montana State did a couple weeks ago against Illinois. That's a nice run by P.J. Martin to get them onto MSU's side of the field. Now floating that one to the left, and it's going to be caught, taking it all the way. Anthony Edgar is in for 6 as number 14, the cornerback, whose name I don't remember currently, continues to get burnt and is at serious risk of losing his job, because that has been a trend throughout the beginning of this season. Montana State goes 3 and out on the ensuing drive, so all of a sudden, all the momentum is going in the direction of the Jaguars. Edgar picks up 6 yards right there, and now Ty McCullouch has another reception down the left sideline, and you know he would love to score against his former crew. 3rd down and 12, now Lopez taken down, no, not ruled a sack, but still a good play by Montana State's defense, and this is going to be a long field goal attempt, which never had a chance. Montana State has the football going back their way now with some good field positioning, but they face a 3rd down. MacGyver floats that one out deep. Alexander had a step, but it's underthrown. So another Bobcat 3 and out means the Jaguars still have plenty of life in this game. Martin on the carry to the left side. He bounces that one for a pickup of 9. Faking the give to him now, and Lopez under immediate pressure. Vegan is there for the sack, and they're going to hurry back up to the line of scrimmage for 3rd down and 7. Lopez pressured, and he's going down again. That's 3 sacks now for Jake Vegan. Another stop by Montana State's defense. Can the offense extend their lead and give them a little bit of a cushion again? Not if MacGyver's making throws like that. One of his first big mistakes. He's had a couple of errant passes and a couple of interceptions so far this season, but Darnell Cox sets up the Jaguars in great field positioning now to get right back into this game and make it a 1-score affair. 3rd down in inches after that carry. Over the middle, Lopez connects with his man, and that's going to keep this drive moving as they continue to go up-tempo. Lopez with a clean pocket fires a strike over the middle, but his receiver can't hang on to it, plus there was a penalty on the play for holding. P.J. Martin on the give now picks up 4 yards as he goes right up the middle there. They're going to give it to him on back-to-back plays, and it's going to be 3 yards on 2nd down. Still going to be 3rd down and long, trying to set up this screen, but the immediate pressure made that very difficult, meaning they're going to have to bring out Hamilton for another field goal attempt. This time he nails it. Nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, and this has all of a sudden become a game. Halfback screen here for Elijah Elliott, following his blockers downfield, but he has been unable to replicate his screen against New Mexico that he had last week. In the flat, they're going to get this one out to him, makes the first man miss, and then gets gang tackled at the 33. He's going to remain in the game here, but MacGyver's going to keep this one himself. Plenty of open space for the freshman quarterback, who finally gets pushed out of bounds at the 37. Longest career run for him now at 30 yards. Here goes Jonzel Smith, taking that one right up the gut, picking up another Bobcat 1st down as this clock continues to tick down, and Montana State gets in scoring position. Smith is in the end zone, but of course it's not going to stand. 1st and 19 after the penalty. Swing pass here for Jonzel Smith, or actually this is Deron Diggs. The other running back makes it 2nd down and 5 after being 1st and 19. Diggs stays in the game. He's got some good blocking downfield and breaks the plane. He gets across the pylon. Touchdown Montana State as they make it a 2-possession game yet again. The defense has to stand strong though, because we have seen this Southern Alabama team go all sorts of downfield and making big plays. There's Ty McCullouch again on another reception. He still has yet to get into the end zone, but the way that they're picking up like 8 yards a play right now, it's very possible to happen soon. Lopez is going to keep this one himself after he faked the pitch, gets brought down at the line of scrimmage though, and the offense is going to stay on the field for 4th and 3. Lopez to the right side of the field. He's got Trent Thomas into Bobcat territory. 3rd down and 9 now. Montana State looking to get a stop. Lopez evades the sack and connects with a man downfield. Bobby Purdue with a great catch. He's going to go to the right side now, and it's going to be another reception as they keep this drive moving. Goal to go now for South Alabama, bouncing off of defenders, and the number 2 running back is in the end zone. It's once again a 1-score game. Still 4.5 minutes left to play, so there is all sorts of time for South Alabama to do something here. Nice reception made there by King, though, to pick up a first down. Here goes Jonzel Smith Jr., and he's going to pick up 9 yards on the play. Now Alexander Anger on the fullback dive picks up another first down and keeps this drive moving. Deron Diggs now on the give. He's got some good blocking downfield, but he does get pushed out of bounds, which stops the clock. Now looking to throw the ball, and we caught them by surprise. Lanyata Alexander Jr. is in the end zone for the first time this season, and that could be the nail in the coffin. Still 2:22 left to play. They got the 2-minute warning on their side and all their timeouts. Anthony Edgar with a big play right there, but that will bring them down to the 2-minute warning. Wide open, it's Ty McCullouch. I don't know how he was uncovered down the right sideline, but he's going to get down to the 11-yard line. Just over a minute and a half left to play, and absolutely no pressure on the quarterback, and that's going to be caught by Ty McCullouch against his former team in his former stadium. Instead of going with the onside kick, though, they opt to simply just trust their defense to get a stop, and that's a bad start for them as we pick up 9 yards. Smith again on the run, picking up another first down right there, and that might be all she wrote. Looks like we can't quite run out all the clock quite yet. Deron Diggs is going to pick up 8 yards right there as South Alabama uses their final timeout. A first down will put the game on ice, and that's exactly what Jonzel Smith is going to do here, holding on to that football for dear life. And Montana State, after a 2-game losing streak to start the season, is now up to 500. Great game by Elijah Elliott, 49 yards on the ground, but he also got involved in the receiving game. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns. Tommy MacGyver with 270 yards passing, 1 touchdown, only really a couple bad plays. He had a bad overthrow of Taco Dollar in the end zone, and then that interception wasn't great. Besides that, he had a phenomenal game in my opinion, and this is exactly what we needed at quarterback. It's not even the fact that he is a scrambler. He doesn't do a ton of running, honestly. He can extend some plays, but he just feels like a better passer than what Chance Wilson is, which is a big reason why he has won the starting job, and he's going to continue to be the Bobcats starter. Just like clockwork, Elijah Elliott is once again the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. No one has committed to the Bobcats yet, but we definitely need some secondary help, so I'm very thankful that JT Copper instant committed. The 3-star corner is going to be helping out our secondary. Here's a look at our numbers now as we are 1/3 of the way through the season. It doesn't feel like MacGyver's thrown 5 interceptions, but apparently he has, and he has a much better completion percentage than Chance Wilson, who had about 50% a year ago. Elijah Elliott with over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. Deron Diggs, though, and Jonzel Smith, they are great running backs to have in the backfield out there with Elijah Elliott, who also leads us in receiving, 300 yards and a touchdown for him on 28 receptions. And I really want to get him continually more involved in the receiving game. He is listed as a receiving halfback, and he has 99 catching. It would be a crime to not utilize that. Defensively, we've been all right. Cole Taylor, 4.5 sacks. What else do you expect out of someone who was in the Heisman race a year ago? But we still have yet to pick off any passes, and Rutland's been pretty good outside of the Illinois game when it comes to kicking. Across the nation, Isaiah Wick of Washington leads the nation in passing yardage, and Georgia and Notre Dame's quarterbacks have the most passing touchdowns. Most interceptions, though, you got Kennesaw State right there, Kent State, a few quarterbacks there with way more interceptions than touchdowns. Looks like SDSU also has a Jonzel Smith at running back. He leads the nation in rushing, and that's what happens when you have these team builder teams here and you can't edit the names easily. I tried to edit a lot of the names so they weren't too different, or they weren't too similar and they were more different, but of course I didn't do that totally to perfection. But luckily we're not going to be playing SDSU this season, so we shouldn't have to get too confused about that. Looking at the leaders across the nation defensively, Notre Dame's guy has 7 sacks, and then a guy in Minnesota already has 5 interceptions, which is absolutely insane. Looks like the wide receiver for SMU is currently the favorite to win the Heisman, but Elijah Elliott is in the top 5, which you love to see. We've only played one conference game this season, but we are tied with Northern Illinois and San Jose State atop the conference. The Grizzlies are also 1-0 in conference play, and they are ranked inside the top 25. I also like keeping tabs on the MAC because that's where the Dakota schools are. They are both undefeated, and NDSU is ranked number 15. And how did they get that rating? Well, they went to K-State and beat them, and then they also went to Ohio State and beat them 28-22. Jamal Benson, a sophomore receiver, went for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. This guy went off a season ago for NDSU, and that is exactly why they deserve to be number 15. I just hope that we can catch up to them at some point and take down top teams like Ohio State in the near future. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like is always appreciated. And until next time, this has been Jeffrey.